Hello and welcome. This is part 4 of our lecture series, that is Understanding Development Economics, a comprehensive study guide. So in the material, this is under part 10, the Gender Inequality Index, GII. This Gender Inequality Index, that is GII, introduced by UNDP in 2010. It measures gender-based disadvantage across 3 dimensions. Unlike GEM, GII is framed as a loss. How much human development is lost due to gender inequality? A GII of 0 means perfect equality. On the other hand, a GII of 1 means maximum inequality. The calculation of GII is based on certain dimensions and indicators. The dimensions are reproductive health, empowerment, again empowerment, and labor market. The indicators are divided into 2 parts: female indicator, male indicator. The female indicator, under female indicator of reproductive health, the indicator is maternal mortality ratio per 1 lakh live birth plus adolescence birth rate per 1000 women within age 15 to 19. For male, no male equivalent. Empowerment: percentage seats in national parliament held by women, and for male, this is percentage seat held by men. Empowerment, another empowerment indicator, that is percentage of female population with at least secondary education or and higher, and here it is percentage of male with at least secondary education and higher. Labor market, the fourth dimension is labor market. So female labor force participation rate and male labor force participation rate, these are the female indicator, male indicator, and dimensions. So using one hypothetical data, that is for a country, suppose the indicator is showing like this: maternal mortality ratio, MMR 180 per 1 lakh live birth, and adolescence birth rate ABR 45 per 1000 women. Women in parliament 20%, men in parliament 80%, female with secondary education at least 55%, male with at least secondary education 70%, female labor participation is 45%, male labor participation is 78%. Hypothetical data. Now, the full GII computation involves converting each indicator to an index, computing geometric means for each gender, then computing the harmonic mean. Here we show the simplified directional analysis. The health penalty for women is high, MMR is equals to 180, well above developed country levels of less than 10. Parliamentary representation is only 20% female. Women's secondary education 55%, lags behind men 70%, and labor force gap is 33 percentage point. So estimated GII for this hypothetical nation is 0.48, which implies moderate to high inequality comparable to countries like Pakistan or Egypt. Compared with Switzerland 0.018, Norway 0.018, world's most equal. On the other hand, Yemen 0.795, world's most unequal. Now, how this GII Gender Inequality Index can be calculated, it is showing in this example. Okay, suppose the hypothetical data shows like this. The productive health is meant, the maternal mortality ratio MMR is 120 death per 1 lakh birth. Similarly, adolescence birth rate, all the indicators and dimensions are here. The hypothetical data shows 40 birth per 1000 women within age 15 to 19. Female parliamentary seat 30%, suppose. Male parliamentary seats 70%. Similarly, female education so with higher secondary education and above 75%. Male education, secondary education and above 85%. Female labor force participation rate is 55%, and male labor force participation rate is 80%. Suppose the data is showing like this. Now what we have to do, the first step, we have to calculate each dimensions index, comparing both male and female, and using the geometric mean of these values. So the empowerment index for female is female empowerment index, what is a 0.30 into 0.75. So empowerment value, the empowerment value for female is 0.30, empowerment value for female with secondary education is 0.75. So we can take 75%, 30%. So just converting into this fraction 0.30 and 0.75, we can take the geometric mean of these two. Similarly, male empowerment index, if we see the data, the male parliamentary seat is 70%, male secondary education and above 85%. So the male empowerment index will be 0.70, 0.85. Geometric mean of these two value equals to this one. So we can calculate female empowerment index, male empowerment index. Similarly, the female and male labor force labor market index is already given 55 and 80. It is given, we don't need to do anything. Is 55% and 80%. So 0.55 for the female and 0.80 for the male. So it is given, we don't need to do anything. But for the reproductive health index, we need to calculate in this way. Reproductive health index for the female is 1 by mmr into ABR. Okay, 1 by mmr into AMR, maternal mortality ratio and adolescence birth rate. So 1 by this MMR into ABR. So the value is like this. Putting the value, we can go to this. And for male, it is taken as 1 for mathematical benefit by conversion in GII calculations 1. Okay, so after the calculation of empowerment index separately for female and male, so this is the geometric mean of these two empowerment index. We don't need to do anything for labor market index because it is given in percentage. Now we have to do reproductive health index for the female, mainly 1 upon mmr into ABR, and for male it is 1, is taken as 1 for mathematical benefit. And the female and male composite index, now we need to do the composite index for female and male. So for female, this is RHF into EF into LF. Okay, RHF, all the three indices for female, RHF, LF into EF. Okay, so EF, so all these three, geometric mean of all the value is gives like this. Similarly, the male index, geometric mean of all the three dimensions, geometric mean of all the three dimensions. Okay, now the next step is the harmonic mean. We have to calculate the harmonic mean of these two calculations, harmonic mean of these two values. Okay, so harmonic mean 1 by 2, as we know the formula. So first one is for the composite index of female is 0.037 and for male 0.851. Just harmonic mean of these two provides this one. So harmonic mean is this. Now another final step is we have to calculate the arithmetic mean of dimension indicators. Arithmetic mean of dimension indicators. So female, male, arithmetic mean for empowerment, similarly for labor market. So we have to take these three arithmetic mean of the three dimensions. Now we have to calculate the reference standard. Reference standard is the geometric mean of these arithmetic mean values. Okay, the three arithmetic mean of three dimensions is 0.5001, 0.6225, 0.675. So we have to take the geometric mean of these three values. So this is a reference standard. Finally, we can calculate the GII in this way: 1 minus the harmonic mean divided by reference standard equals to 0. Just putting this value in the formula 0.878. The final result GII equals to 0.878. So GII ranges from 0 to 1. 0 means perfect gender equality, 1 means maximum gender inequality. A value of 0.878 indicate very high gender inequality, mainly because reproductive health outcome, high maternal mortality and adolescence birth rate, and poor and women lag behind men in political representation and labor force participation. So in this way we can calculate GII. So there are few steps are there, just we need to memorize this step. Okay, in this way we can able to calculate the GII indicator. So thank you for your patience hearing. I'm concluding this part today. Thank you very much.